It's 7:10. Let's get rolling. So we're going to add the one issue to that and leave that one alone. So it is 7:10. It is the City of Brainerd Personnel and Finance Committee. Everybody is present. We'll move on to, we're going to add one thing to the agenda under other. That will be item number 6, and that is the transit coordinator resignation, Mr. J. We will move on to item 1, the approval of the bills and transfer of the funds. Is there any questions for our city administrator? Is Connie Himlin going to be here? No.
She is here, yep.
She is here, so if we have any questions, none is, that will be a consent calendar item, but if there is a motion to approve it to the consent calendar, just so it officially gets done here, and a second by Dolly. Any other questions on that? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Transit ITS purchase. Anything you want to add on what's in here? This seems to be an intelligent transportation system. I don't really know what it is.
I remember asking about that before, and I just put a note. I think it'd be nice if, when we bring that up, we explain it either now or in front of the council, have somebody explain. Jeff, I think, was the one that explained it.
Jeff is the expert on that, so we'll have him explain it during the meeting then, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. And the whole system is going to be not to exceed $97,762, of which 20% of that is a local share, roughly 8, right? Roughly 20 grand, of which we cover 10.
Yes.
Or half of that. And where does that money come from?
I'm not sure which funds. I'll have to ask Jeff that one too. So.
Okay. Hi, Mr. Mayor.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, so not knowing what it is and not knowing how we're going to fund it, do we want to do it?
Well, we need some explanation, right?
Yeah,
And we can get that upstairs?
Yes.
Yes, I think so.
Well, I remember, I don't remember exactly what the ITS is. I remember asking. I remember being pretty satisfied with the explanation. I think it has to do with scheduling and typing that stuff up, but we'll definitely re-ask that question. So are we supposed to just move it forward and then
Well, I don't.
let Jeff explain it?
Something tells me we're going to want this. We're going to, because these transportation things are almost always like you have to do this.
Right.
So, but even if you don't feel comfortable moving it forward with our recommendation, we can just say we just nobody knew what this was or where it was
a re-explanation of it.
Yeah, we absolutely can. I don't think this is going to be a controversial thing. I think you're probably right, Dave. It's probably going to be something we have to buy, and the money will probably. There'll probably be a very logical place where it will come from. I just don't know what it is, and I probably should ask Jeff before. I apologize. So we just won't make a recommendation on that one. Item 3, and Nancy from Community Action is here. A request for $8,000 city contribution and an additional $500 to come from our recycling funds for the American Celebration.
Good guess.
And Nancy's here if you have any questions or anything you want to.
2 items.
Yep.
The city council did not budget for this in 2014.
Okay.
However, last year you did not budget for it either, and you used miscellaneous funds in the amount of $8,000.
Okay.
Now, there is a change under the SCORE. I think last year you did use SCORE funds to help with the cleanup. However, we've been informed by the county that is not what the SCORE funds are for. They're for the recycling contractors. So we don't have the cleanup funds there.
Okay.
That's what I can tell you.
Is there money in the miscellaneous funds?
There is approximately $38,000 in the miscellaneous funds.
But you would know.
And that's where the money came from last year. But it was not specifically budgeted this year or last year.
We're looking at 9,000 because you can't use SCORE money, or 8,500.
8,500.
Because you can't use the SCORE money, correct?
Whatever number you would like to
But,
go,
okay.
8,000 was $1, and then separate SCORE funding last year, but we were told by the county that's not what that's for, so.
We've given as much as 10, I think. Have we?
3 years earlier, it was 5,000.
Yeah.
And that was actually budgeted. And then before that, I'm not sure if I don't.
2010, there was nothing. That's all the further back I went.
Okay.
Is this an even contribution between Brainerd and Baxter? It kind of is, okay.
Yes, it is.
So where do we want to go with it?
I
I guess,
every single year supported giving it this, and I think sometimes we don't budget for it, Dolly, because it's not everybody's thing to, but I've always supported it. I think it's a fantastic benefit for the city of Brainerd and for the area, and I think our community actually does a great job, and while we do contribute to the operating expenses with the levy, this is for a specific event. It's a different thing. And community action is a different thing. This is just one thing that community action does. So, and it's a thing that I happen to like.
So,
and I think it's a benefit.
my
So.
question would then to you would be, how would we budget for it for next year? Is that something that we'd also have to make a motion for to actually budget
As
for it?
part of
in
the
future?
budgeting process, you would
Okay.
make sure that you included a certain dollar amount for that in the future.
Yeah, we don't have to do that tonight.
Tonight,
though.
okay.
Nope.
Well,
Nope.
yes,
So
I
it
would
would
make
just
a
be a
motion.
question of whether we want to give anything, whether you want to give 8,000, whether you want to give 8,500, and we'll explain why the $500 can't be used from our SCORE funds, or whether you want to give more, or but this is what she's asked for.
I would only feel comfortable giving an $8,500 if the city administrator and you feel that we can adequately take that from our miscellaneous funds.
Well, either we could take it from miscellaneous, or the council last year came out of the special projects fund, the council special projects funds,
How much is in there?
Well, that's the one
$38,000.
that's 38.
So
Yeah,
that's
that's
what-
the 38,000. That's where it was funded from last year.
Okay,
So it wasn't budgeted because it was taken out of the council special projects last year.
okay. And what does that usually get, what is usually
What
taken
else-
out for
What
that?
else is on there?
Last year, we did the Initiative Foundation, the 4th of July, and then a big chunk of that last year went to pay for the City Hall wall reconstruction. And then the flags on College Drive was what it was used for last year.
Okay,
So it's kind of whatever the council thinks, like it's something that's not budgeted,
Mhm.
that they feel strongly about and could use those funds for.
okay.
Or it could come out of the miscellaneous budget line item as well.
Those are both nominal dollar amounts. There's not
Okay.
large
Large
sums
quantities
of
in there?
money
Okay.
sitting in there.
I think special projects is a great place for it. It seems like a lot of times it's not budgeted because it's sometimes a battle.
Gotcha. Well, I guess I would make the motion to approve at least 8,500, knowing that SCORE is not, we can't use SCORE funds. I
Okay.
mean, if-
Dave, what do you think?
Oh, I'd second that.
Okay, any further questions?
I have a question
Yeah.
for Nancy after.
Yeah. Oh, afterwards? Sure. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Approve, same sign.
Do you want to approve where to pay that out of?
Yeah, was that out of special
Special funds.
projects?
Special
or-
funds, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Dave, that's why she's here.
That's why I'm here.
I have a question with the artificial turf that's going in at the high school. Are we going to be able to use that field?
Yes and no.
Is that like being pregnant and not pregnant? I mean, that's,
Just really quick, believe me. No, this year obviously not, and that was another reason I wanted to meet with the council to show you the map of what we're going to do to adjust for that this year. Construction zone takes place out from the football field all the way to the back pond. I will be able to get the fireworks trucks in because they're going to construct that road first
Right.
for me,
So the fireworks will be,
right where they've always been.
but the observation is going to
The observation will be the hill, which is always very full, and we'll move the stage up to the 5th Street parking lot.
Oh, great dumpster.
So I'll explain all of that as I've met with Courtney McQuiston on traffic and all of that kind of thing. I will have another request of the council to ask if I could possibly take over the library parking lot, which would help me with handicap parking in particular, is what I need to have. In the future years, we will not be able to use the football field. However, what I will do is, I've already talked to the district about this, we're gonna flip that stage over the fence to face the hill. Community Action put in permanent power down there probably 15 years ago. And I just want to make sure that that permanent power is maintained and in the spot that we've always had it in. So for the use of the field, no. However, will it work? Absolutely.
Okay.
And it's still the best place to have this celebration is in that bowl.
So basically what you're telling me is we're losing all the seating that normally takes place on the field and trying
And
to
you'll move
adjust
it
that
out
elsewhere.
you'll move it out into that other flatter field and then up the hill.
Okay, because that's kind of what I figured was going to happen when they said they were putting an artificial.
Well, and the jury's not really in yet as to whether or not that the football field can be used. Right now, they're thinking that nothing can go on the field except football cleats. Gee. So, they may change their mind later on after they settle down just a little bit. They're putting an awful lot of money in down there, and we obviously want to protect it and preserve it and do what's right. So
Okay.
that's what we'll do.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are you wanting a few minutes at this moment in time after the money discussion to share some of these things with the counselor or not?
Well,
Tonight?
that's up to Patrick.
Yeah, I mean,
And
is
where do
that-
you want me? And if you want me at that point, that's fine. I have maps that I want to show and just the schedule, and I just want to explain things work.
She's not on the agenda.
It would be appropriate to have
Yeah.
We'll do it right then and there.
Perfect.
We'll do the money first and then, okay.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay, just so you know where you're gonna be at. Okay, so that's 3 is done. Item 4 is a consent calendar item. Street Department Maintenance 1 employee Tim Holtz, the completion of a 6-month probationary period to change his status from probationary to regular and adjust the pay rate from $21.13 per hour on April 7th pursuant to Article 11, Section 6. Why do we have some Roman numerals?
That's the way the contract.
Of our union contract. That's a consent calendar item. Is there a motion to leave it there and approve it?
So move.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And the same thing is for our finance director, Connie Hillman, successful completion of step C of the salary administration plan, advanced to step D, which brings her up to 100% at $7,073.53 per month, effective April 1st. Any questions?
No.
That number sounds a little different than what I have written here per month.
$7,000.
$7,073.53. That is different than
Yeah, I got 7,211.46.
Well,
That's what I had.
Okay, I'm just reading it right off of the agenda.
Why did we do
That's what I
that?
got.
But it
The
really.
memo says.
Yeah, that's
how it
right.
could-
Can you before, Connie, before we go upstairs, or before we're up, just correct me as to which one is correct?
yep, I will do
Well, I'm
that.
only going to vote for one.
I understand. If there's no further discussion, as long as Connie can correct which is the correct dollar amount.
Well, I'll tell you which one.
That's on the regular agenda, 773, or 7073, so we'll need to make sure that's correct, Connie.
Yes, I will.
Okay, yeah, you might get a decline in pay. Any further discussion? Is there a motion to approve her to the 100% mark, whatever the
Whatever that may be.
Whatever that may be. All right, aye. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And the last item, because we got to get rolling, is we did receive a letter, as I stated earlier, from a resignation from Tom J., our transit coordinator. And at this point, what do we need to do? We need to accept that resignation with regret and authorize to proceed immediately with the hiring process for the transit coordinator,
Including the new job description.
including the new job.
This is what was currently on
It's
the,
been revised.
okay. What's been revised in it? Do you know offhand?
Minimum requirements.
Okay.
We are requiring a BA.
Okay.
Okay.
Those are the primary comments,
All right.
revisions we've made.
When's that effective?
It'd be when you guys approve it tonight then.
Okay,
He gave us 2 weeks.
Oh, that'll be for, May 2nd is his last night.
okay.
And appreciation for the 2-week notice.
Yeah,
Kudos to him for that. So
absolutely.
thanks.
Any other questions? Is there a move to approve?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carries. One last thing is that we did get some discussion from Baja on the roof, as we were discussing when we started, and that's gonna come back
future.
It's not, yeah, it's not something where
Okay.
there's, we don't have any, we don't know what to motion on. If you recall, we had agreed to give them any consideration we got from our insurance company on the roof repair. That amount has come forth, but it's not nearly enough to fix the roof. It fixes the part that's due to the insurance claim, but doesn't buy a brand new roof. So,
Do we have one other second then?
Yep, we do.
One of the things that I've been talking with Jeff and Connie about are the petition we received last fall to not proceed with the capital improvement bonds and how the council would want to proceed on that. So that's something we're working on and for discussion in future PNF or one of our meetings. So,
we love
so if
those.
you have any comments, insight, please share that with me. Appreciate that.
All right.
Well,
Anytime.
okay.
We're done.